Hey guys, this is DFD, aka Dark Frozen Depths, and this is a different sort of video. I'm going to pretty much go over the top 5 things I like in each of these 5 games, starting with Sengoku Providence, then Kamihime Project, then Osawari Island, then Elsword, then Rabi Ribi. And I'll have different points in the description just to jump ahead to different points of the video. But let's just get started with this because this might actually drag for quite a bit of time. So I will go over the top 5 things I like in each thing. And you'll see some things be similar that I like, but I'll go into further detail as they pop up. Okay, going from the 5th thing all the way up to the 1st. Now, number 5 happens to be stage variety for Sengoku Providence because of the simple fact that it's not too hard to really get past the stages and everything. They're pretty solid with how they're made. You just need to have pretty much leveled up girls, and then you gotta use the right elements to get past them. It's not that hard really, and you can easily do normal mode with 3-4 stars. You'll probably get a few 5 stars too, maybe, but that's in the next section. But it's rather solid, it's fairly easy. When it comes to events and sad stuff, you'll need to beef up your girls quite a bit, but you can still do them eventually. I mean, they even went and downgraded the characters that you fight against. So, in the case of one previous event, which is the Nagaraja event, they actually made it easier for you. Not to mention, this seems like a lot of the stuff they have is permanent, so it can help out. Now, number 4 would happen to be gotchas, because they have a crap ton of gotchas that are broken down to elements and everything, and it makes it really easy to just try and hunt down specific characters you want. But the thing is, you need to have a lot of paid Megatama. So, with that said, you may have to be adding money to the game, but even still, if you just run off of the free stuff, it's still pretty good to the free playing payers. You just can't get the 10 draws as much. And going back on the gameplay things, you can actually go and rack up a ton of Megatama doing the storyline, so the gotcha systems are pretty solid. But the 3rd thing I also like is actually the music, because the soundtrack is actually pretty good, and then we're starting to get more and more stages and stuff that actually release better songs and everything. I mean, the Nagaraja event had its own music and it sounded pretty good. It sounded pretty tense all the way through, it got you pretty much into the fight. It was nice. And second thing I like the most just so happens to be the gameplay, because it's really easy, simple gameplay to actually get down to it. It's like, you pick one of 3 actions and just try to target specific enemies. Like, say for instance, you have a character that can heal, a character that can then do a stun attack along with that heal, then you just choose whether you want to heal your party or just do a normal attack or use their stun attack. Thing is though, when you use a move, you got a cooldown on it, which is like turns that character gets that passes by. So it's a pretty simple yet a really solid gameplay system. But the top thing I like the most happens to be the character interaction, because there's practically 3 ways to interact. Main thing is the storyline, and they really do have some amazing interactions with the main guy. It's just funny what they do sometimes, and it really is hilarious and keeps you kind of interested. But the other thing happens to be the fact that you can also interact in a way where you actually caress the girls in order to get a stat boost. And that's an interesting little concept right there. You can end up doing that 5 times per character, and upon the 5th time it'll give you a stat boost. And it's a pretty nice idea. It actually helps out in a few cases too, especially with some of the harder events. But the biggest thing with the interaction is, of course, the so-called midnight vision, which is on the certain uncensored version. But that's practically the main reason why you even play the uncensored version. But it's really easy to actually unlock those scenes or whatever. You just get that character to the specific type. Like, say they got 3 scenes, you need to just get them for the first one. the minute you get them, you automatically got one. But then you evolve them and you get another one. You godify them and you get a third one. And you can just switch between evolve and godify, which makes it even easier to get all three. So you don't need to get that character multiple times. So that's pretty much it. Like, the character interaction is definitely the best thing I like about it, mainly because of the simple fact that there's so much of it. And you're going to be doing a lot of it too, because you're going to be going through storyline, you're going to be caressing the girls, and if you're playing the uncensored version, I know you're doing the midnight visit, so that's all I can really say about that. Okay, now for the second one, we have the Kamihime Project. Now, again, same order, 5th to 1st. This thing I like the most happens with how the raids are and how it specifically works, like the raid co-op. Because you can start a raid or you can jump into somebody else's raid. You start it and you jump into somebody else's, leave. So you're not using just one source in order to go into a raid. But the main thing about it is the fact that it's battles in real time and it helps other players. It is a very, very nice thing that they have it set up, and it actually does promote cooperation if you're too weak to or to do yourself. And that's the main thing too. You can buff other characters. Like, I've been a raid where I've got healed by other people, I've gotten buffs from them. They debuff the raid drop and up its drop rate for me. It's a very solid system, and it's pretty nice. I like to see a lot of others. But fourth thing I like the most happens to be the visuals, because they actually got some pretty good visuals of stuff, like the attacks you use, how the characters walk, how the areas walk. It's pretty solid. I actually like the visuals and the artwork, and I'd like to see a lot more of it. I haven't done too much of the game itself already, because I've been trying to beef up my characters, but it's pretty good. And speaking of which, number 3 happens to be character development. Like, how you get your characters stronger. There's a number of different ways. So basically, the levels are up, but they have break limit points, which honestly is kind of hard to get the materials to increase them, but that's the thing. You don't have to. You can still strengthen them by strengthening the weapons that you get, or even the summons that you get, which are called idols. And doing that will also beef up on the other ones. Like, beefing up the idols and weapons, even brand new characters becoming almost as strong as the ones you've been using. Like, I've pulled a few more characters off the gacha, they came in around 2,000 to 2,500 HP, and I haven't even touched them. Meanwhile, my other girls are probably having a rough 3,000 to 3,500 HP, so that's a nice little setup. It doesn't hold you back too much by trying to get the other ones built up. Get the items to break limit. And the second thing I happen to like about it definitely is the music. And like I said before, music is something that repeated on the SenPro top 5. It's gonna be quite interesting, like the game a lot. But I do really like the music in this game, because the music is just amazing with how it is, especially the battle music. There's something we haven't even heard yet that I've heard from the Japanese versions, and I'm looking forward to when it actually hits the North American. So, again, look at the soundtrack. I mean, they'll release a disc of the soundtrack next month, somewhere around the end of March, so it's worth looking into. Or just look at the YouTube videos of it. But the first thing I like the most is practically the gameplay, because gameplay is, again, really solid. It takes what Sengoku Providence did, but builds upon it a little bit more, because you can just spam skill after skill after skill to get an attack with your normal attacks. You can even summon like that, you can heal up and buff and debuff. It's a nice little system. You can have a crap ton of burst damage before a boss even gets a turn. And it's pretty solid. Even buffs that can help you boost your chances or lower the enemy's chances of getting multiple attacks in. Also helps even further. It's a really good system. Not to mention, you can choose when you want to activate their special abilities, which is called burst. And that really helps out a lot, because you also get bonus attacks for using 2 or more bursts in a round. So really boosting up all of their bursts and then using all of them at once, using max burst 1. and it really helps out when you're trying to deal a lot of damage at once, especially if you got the right element to go off first, because then it'll give the extra bonus one. Pretty good system, pretty good gameplay. I like it, and it's definitely worth trying out at least once, even if you don't really like anything else. Okay, next on the list happens to be Osawari Island, and the fifth thing I like from that is the visuals, because the fifth most thing about the visuals is the fact that it's like, they're cheap effect characters that you're seeing here. It's meant to be cute, it actually is. But the little backgrounds, even though they look like I'd say the rotating scroll type background that you see in some old movies or whatever, even though it looks like those are still actually done pretty well. And the attacks aren't too bad either with how they done those, even though they really could have did a lot more. But it's mainly how the cheap effect characters look. And then when you actually get into how the characters look themselves, that's pretty good. Like, I like that a lot. But fourth thing happens to be the gameplay, because again, it's another little simple fact that you have up to 3 characters in the front line, up to 3 in the back line. You switch back and forth just to turn their turns off when the turn meters fill up. Now, if their turn meter is filled up and they're in the back, they won't use it, but they're in the front, they will. So you gotta time that perfectly to try and build up combos to get more damage in, and that helps out a lot, because the combo definitely is the bulk of where your damage is going to come off of. But you can also use skills to help you out, where they buff your team, debuff enemies, and all that type of stuff, heal your team and everything. It's pretty solid and easy gameplay, and in a weird way, it kind of reminds you of Pokemon. But then again, they're called Aramon, and that's pretty close enough on that one. But third thing just so happens to be the PvP thing in there, because there's a field trip thing that is otherwise known as PvP, where your team can take on AI controlled enemies. Now, that in a way makes it a lot more fair, because you're not up against another player that can easily just exploit your things in those teams, and you'll just get completely smashed if you're just way weaker. But however, it gives you more leeway in case you do have a shot at least one, because the AI isn't too quick to really do anything, and there's ways to completely break them too, just to make it easier for yourself. I mean, you can get a low-level team but have enough of their attack down debuffs and all that to just completely destroy their damage and rack up yours. You just need enough speed. But the PvP thing is actually pretty good, and then on top of that, it's a ranking-based thing, where you have to get high enough rank in order to actually get the special prize, which is actually one of the girls from the events. But not hard to get the top 500 for that. It really isn't. Like, the least amount of wins I've ever managed to get for the top 500 is actually around 50. You can get roughly 25 if you do it right per day. So that's not bad. But second thing also happens to be the character interaction. Like, that's my second favorite thing, hands down, because again, the characters are interacting with each other pretty well, especially in the case of Amitama and Ichigo. Like, they're hilariously funny, especially when it comes to the topic, especially you can actually take what he says in a lot of cases, and it just makes things a lot more hilarious. Especially the majority of cases, he actually does get the chance to do something really funny. And it's just funny to see the reactions to that, which is just hilarious. But the characters actually interact with each other pretty well. And then, of course, it's another game where you can unlock scenes or whatever. They're actually pretty decent for the most part, but it's not necessarily the main selling point for me. It's more so the gameplay and the characters themselves. But the most favorite thing I like, and I touched upon it slight bit with the PvP thing, is the events, because the events definitely do a lot of stuff. If you are a free player, you want to do events as much as possible. You cannot get the boosters for them, because they give you a crap ton of prizes that really just help level your characters up. The event stages themselves help level your characters up, and then free player or not, once you're strong enough to actually start doing the danger zone areas, which happen to be the expert stages, and we start unlocking some very, very powerful characters to the front line. My most favorite character from the game happens to unlock that way as well, which gives her pretty much a rarity boost from SSR to SL, and she's extremely strong at her SL version. So, I mean, there's a reason why I got her in my avatar. There's a reason why I called her the wife of that game. The events are definitely good, and they're going to keep going at it. And one thing we get that the Japanese version doesn't get is a lot of extra events and a lot of extra characters, because the Japanese version stopped going, but we're still continuing. Pretty strongly too. So definitely go through the events, because you can get some really weak characters all the way up to level 60, 70 by the time the event's up, and so that's like 2 weeks. Try it out. Okay, so what's the top 5 things I like about Elsword is this is probably the controversial part of the countdown. Now, I like it a lot of fun because I consider this all around that. Oh, quests don't have variety or anything like that, so they actually do, and that's the good thing I like about this game. Now, there are quite a few cases where you like some of them have common skill. I can't deny that myself because some of them really are. However, the simple fact that all of the classes are designed to work their own specific way actually is kind of a good refreshing thing. If you like the character but don't like the class, like another class you have. I mean, I honestly don't like elemental master for Aisha, but I love her. I love Aisha's dimensional with route. I love that a lot. It's the same case with routes. Like I don't like the Chili Arc route, but I like the Northwest route. I really like the Colonial Diablo route. And then it also helps out a lot. So the fact is, like, if you didn't have all that quest variety, you only have maybe like 12 playable characters that you did. I mean, granted, on one skill, it's a lot easier to try and balance them, and there's no definition of but this is some fact that the massive amount of variety really does help you. Now, if you get around the balance right, then it'll still be it's still pretty good. But one thing I also have to like is actually the title system. When it comes to the title, it's actually a lot of different things. But majority of these aren't all that strong, which actually helps keep things a little bit strong. You know, really strong titles, like the one outside the handle and a previous one on the they have it, and that's kind of a thing because so strong titles is possible. But most of the titles that really are powerful do take a lot of effort, and then there's still some ones out there. Like there's also one called Kamihime Project, which is like roughly 300 months between two stages, and you add up massive attack. Normally the same amount of attack that will make it strong, like I think plus massive. So that's actually pretty solid. And then the titles, they've all, like, a lot of them look pretty cool too, how they design them, how they play them, even if their effects aren't all that good. Now, third thing I actually like is the character design. Now, believe it or not, as much as I hate classes, especially bad ones, because I can hate some classes, but as much as I like them, their character design was really good. Like, I gotta admit, all the character design was really solid. I can't believe the character design was really good for so long. Now, at some points I might want to point them out, like, wow. I just got a bigger contact on this dimensional route. Or my Osawari Island, she got the bigger one in her route. The R route, but it's still exactly like all the characters designs are pretty good. I'm not mad at it. Now, when it comes to the second one, what happens? There's a lot of stuff, and there's just one part of it. I like a lot of people. A count. As much as people say you gotta say they aren't, they are. You will die. So you have to get there. Try to get rid of it. Oh, I can just bum rush everything type mentality that most people have. Actually, have to actually have it. Now, don't want things to go wrong, want things to work wrong, or even get wiped out. Because actually, then it's almost the same as saying it, and I'm going to go over the years, but it's a boss game. And then, given the fact that they released a lot of healing points over time, now we only took like one healing point in between the entire run. I have to do it to an account, because you screw up, you're not going to have enough health for the next stage, so probably just win. Especially in the fact that now you're forced to play this run. We all know how much trouble typing is. Not even help either. You're all just like, but that's the thing, I like those moments. And I'll explain why. It's just how it is. Let's consider some of the fact that there's a thing where it seems like all the dungeons are easier. It's not because of how they're bad, it's also because they're irritating. I love dungeons that are on that level. And plus 13 and all that you want, but you still have a lot of trouble not doing it. Same thing with Ender, but to a lesser extent. The main thing I like about Elsword is definitely music. Solid. A lot of my most favorite songs happen in the later games. Like, I love how they compose the first chorus song. I love how they compose some of the ones in the listening. Like, definitely ones that we all do. And a lot of the boss games are actually pretty good. I like those as well. The ones that happen in the movies, they kind of lose the touch with you. But I like those too. And what was the go from the soundtrack? If it's two things that you have to get right on this game, it's the visuals for the stage, which didn't make it to happen before the 6. But also, definitely need to check out. Okay, and this is the last part of this little countdown type thing. Now, the 5th most favorite thing I like about Rabi Ribi is the music. And again, music has gotten repeated on a lot of other stuff. I'll even warn you right now, you'll see visuals and gameplay and characters in there somewhere. But the music is definitely one of my favorite things, because there's a lot of decent songs in there that's actually pretty catchy. And some of the area things are actually done pretty well too. So I can't say I hate any of them. Like, the music is pretty good, and it just sounds like it fits, especially in some cases where you might be in a boss fight and might slow down or speed up at certain points based on what happens. Like, you get hit with a slow debuff, it's going to slow you down, and you get hit with a speed up type thing that'll do it too. Or even as the boss's AC lowers, it will get faster and faster, just to try and make it more and more intense. This definitely works well with the Mirror boss fight, but it sounds pretty good. But the 4th most favorite thing happens to be the content, because there is a crap ton of content in this game. Now, they made different difficulty levels to fit each person, and then on top of that, if you happen to go through and clear the game on both standard and alternative mode, you get a stupid easy mode called Bunny Heaven, where everything is like level freaking 1, and then on top of that is the fact that you're sped way up, which allows for some stupidly fast fights or whatever if you really can't sit and beat the game. Get somebody's Bunny Heaven file if you can. Trust me on that one. But then on top of that, there's also Bunny Hell, which is the opposite. It'll make it stupidly hard. Harder than impossible mode in some cases. But it's pretty good. And then speaking of impossible mode, if you happen to get the DLC, which really doesn't cost you much, I mean, if you really try to buy your thing for the game, it's like maybe $20. But impossible mode's a pretty nice thing. They got the boss rushes where you can step and play as other characters. I especially love playing as Rita. We all know how much I like her. But then on top of that, there's also the fact that they give you an art gallery, which is also nice just to see some of that stuff too. And a comic thing, which also gets updated whenever they release a new comic. And speaking of updates, they update the content pretty frequently too. I mean, they've also sat and tossed in like a hallway DLC that's free. They're planning on doing more DLC and do bug fixes and all that type of stuff too. It's pretty good. You can even slip in add your own voices for when Aaron gets damaged. And that was a previous update too. But speaking of characters, the third thing happens to be visuals. Now, I really like how a lot of the characters look. I like how a lot of the areas look. The visuals are actually pretty solid, even though it's pretty much supposed to be based off of a little sprite type game or whatever, equivalent to maybe like the old Sonic games on the Genesis, but it still looks pretty solid for what it's worth. And it's not that bad looking. Not to mention, there's a lot of bullet hell attacks and patterns that really just look completely awesome, even if they are an annoyance to get past. But they're pretty good. And they actually did pretty good on the artwork and everything too. I like it a lot. And speaking of the bullet hell patterns, the gameplay is the second thing too. Like, it's an interesting little touch how they mix somewhat like, kind of like a Metroid style approach, but sort of mix it like a Toho thing and a Castlevania thing. Like, you know, the Metroidvania genre, and then mix a bullet hell with it. But it's actually pretty good. It makes it pretty nice to actually go through. And then on top of that, there's also hidden mechanics in there too, where if you actually use those, you can go through the game without getting any item whatsoever. And they even tailor the bosses to that. I think if you're playing alternative mode, it won't work, but I do know for a fact the standard and the other ones will allow you to do that. And it's a pretty good thing. Like, they give you some variety in there too. You don't have to go get everything in the game, but you can choose what you want to get or what you don't want to get, or even do some other stuff like get some weird little achievements. Like, there's even an achievement for using a Cocoa Bomb on Coco, which in a weird way is kind of funny. But the gameplay is pretty solid too, and they tailor it to the character, like they tailor it to whatever type of mode you're going through, and then based on how many characters you defeated and all that type of stuff, unless it's alternative mode, so it's pretty good. But speaking of characters and all that, that's the number one thing I like the most. I like the wide variety of characters and all the different things that they actually do and say and all that stuff. It's hilarious at times, especially in the case of Aaron and Ribbon's interactions with them, because it's just, I can honestly say, while it's funny, Erina really could have avoided so many fights if she really could have kept her mouth shut. Let's be honest. And then on top of that, there's also the fact that they really do make each character interesting. Like, you can even, like, I really do feel sorry for Saya, because she really does get ignored by almost everybody because of her wind magic. But that's the thing, it's like, you can really feel for her in some cases. Not to mention, every single character actually is cute in their own way, so that's a bonus all around anyways. Besides, we, again, all know I absolutely freaking love Rita. And she alone is one of the reasons why the characters would even make this list. But the others why made top, so that's why I like it. It's just the characters. Like, the characters made it worth it. Especially when it comes to the UPR-PRC girls, because it's just funny and hilarious, and the comic just builds upon that. Read the comic too if you haven't. But yeah, it's the characters that's the main selling point for me. Simple as that. Okay, so that was practically the top 5 things I like about each and every single one of the main 5 games that I play. Now, if you guys want me to actually make a top 5 of the things I hate, then just go down into the comments below and just post that. Even sip and give me like some likes or whatever, just to show that you're actually interested in this. But keep in mind that this is still purely based on my opinion. I mean, I'm well open to criticism, as we all know, but the thing is, if it just sounds completely stupid, that's when it really becomes problems. Just keep in mind, it's somebody's opinion. It is not a fact. It is not a law. You may or may not agree with me on something, and I especially know that might be the case in the Elsword ones, because there's a lot of stuff that goes down with the Elsword community, believe me. But that's practically just all I have to say for this. It was kind of interesting doing something a little bit different, but again, if you guys want me to do more things like this, then just let me know. I'll try to get around to it. And expect more videos of all 5 of these games eventually, as I said before, because they're definitely going to be ones that I will play a lot, regardless of what happens. Except for maybe Elsword. I'm getting a little bit out of it, but I'm still trying to play it because of the simple fact that I don't want my work in it to go to waste and everything. Of course, who doesn't? But, again, that's all I got for this. Take care, guys, and I will see you next time.